auf Main Channel gerade 158 Abos aus dem Nichts. Das ist zu fick. Na egal. Was by the way, würde ich mal kurz. Frage ist. Ich muss das Mikrofonpegel einfach hoch machen, ne? Ja, okay. So, Servus. Ja, passt doch. So. Muss eh erst 3 Jahre laden, weil. Ja. Okay. Ich überlege gerade, mache ich das hier noch zuerst? Oder mache ich jetzt direkt einfach die Main Quest? Soll ich die noch fertig machen hier? Ich weiß halt nicht, aber hier ist eine unterirdische Höhle. Nee, Digga. Fett in die Sonne rein. Nice. Oh, das war knapp. Da, fuck. Da, lol, okay. Na gut. Fast. Deswegen war die Quest auch so hochgelevelt, nicht wie in den Dings, sondern weil man dafür halt. Weil man dafür halt Dings brauchte. Das Tauchgerät, sonst kannst du es ja vergessen, diese Tauchgänge hier. Da ist safe Maschinen drin, ne? Ja, wo sind wir denn hier? Wenn die auch hinfliegen können. Ja, natürlich.
Looks like a facility used to be here. This place got hit hard. The vault mentioned in the recordings should be in here somewhere. We just have to follow the coordinates. Good time
Was haben wir denn?
check.
Ich kann meinen Mount auch callen. Soll ich einfach da das Setup hinfliegen? Mit dem aufs Scheißen? Zuerst wäre es da oben irgendwie. Diese. Wo bin ich überhaupt? Ah, hier, okay, gut. Lol. Warte mal, komm, hoch. Sollen wir mal kurz hier jetzt ausrichten? Oh nee. Jo, entspann dich, Digga. Und der will nicht rein, okay. Jo. Nein, oh mein. Hab ich mir richtig geskafften Spot. Ach komm. bist du? Da unten. Mann, beweg dich doch nicht, wenn du hier geschlagen bist. Kommen wir wieder hoch. So. Okay. Natürlich jetzt kann das Set. Och Mann, wie nervig. You burn. Jawohl. Hauptsache, die haben jetzt gerade gehittet, die Fire Arrows. Nein, oh, Digga, nein, tschüss. Geh runter. Das ist echt so broken, dem keine Chance. Wow. Sich ja nichts bewegen, bitte? Was ist denn? Ah, lol. Okay. Das ist nicht, das heißt, jetzt müssen die Scharfschützen-Arrows raus. Oh, Alter. Scheiße. Na komm. Scheiße. Du müsstest aber auch so da allein am Feuer schon sterben. Ja, tut er auch. Die war richtig am Smurfen hier. Oh, scheiße. Mann, ey, ich bin nicht rum hier. Ist der Arrow? Nice. So. Was ist denn der da? Hab ich den schon gelootet? Nee. So, clean.
This looks promising. I'm guessing this was Hernan. This must be the vault mentioned in the data I found. I should be able to access it.
Priority keys detected. Access granted.
I don't think anyone's gonna make it. Not sure which will get me first, the airstrike or the Horus. Spent my career on the mobile cover project. Really thought I could get it to someone who could use it. I know you'll never hear this, Lily, but you told me so. I love you.
Another sad ending. At least I have the prototype now. I might even be able to make something out of it if I use the data on that drive Gendas found. I want to know what happened here.
Ah, jo, stimmt. Darum ging es ja ursprünglich, hast recht. Was ist hier? Safe-Datenpunkte. Aber die nehme ich auch. Nicht mal Datenpunkte. Ach, da ein alter Tresor, okay. Also wäre auch nicht viel. Ach, krass. Das ist der Horus rein, ne? Boah. Das ist, nee, das ist Verderber ist das. Krass. Okay, das heißt, ich muss jetzt quasi hier zurück. Ja, dann mach ich das mal. Komm mal ran, Vogel. Boah, das ist aber so viel entspannter, wirklich mit Flugmaschine. Wenn ich jetzt einfach hier durchfliegen und fertig ist. Junge. Alter, was ist das? Oh. Ah, da habe ich fast gedacht, dass es passieren wird teilweise. Die Karte muss laden. Na gut. Das ist hier, ne? Holla. Servus.
You've returned.
Ja, hat auch.
You found something, didn't you? Come now, don't just keep it to yourself.
It's, difficult to explain.
Please. I just want to understand as much as I can.
Definitely not a tray cover.
The old ones fought a massive battle here against machines. Some fled, but others stayed behind to try to salvage this. To help others carry on the fight.
Did they survive? So, failed.
It made it into the hands of the most renowned warrior in the Sundom, did it not? And every item we recover will be used to ensure their memory lives on.
I didn't see any machines at the dig site, so yes, I suppose that is true.
I'll need that tray and your workbench. I'll have
What?
to tinker with this to
Was
turn
gibt
it into
jetzt?
something I can use.
Of course, Savior. It's the least we can do. May the sun light your way, as you have illuminated ours.
Brauchst du überhaupt noch? Ist die Frage.
Let's take a look at this thing.
Mal schauen. Irgendwie, das dauert keiner lange. Ah, Wächterstolperfalle. Was?
Feels right. Time to test it out.
Warte mal. Wächter? Nee, doch, das ist sehr selten. Ah, die sind das. Aber das habe ich schon mal irgendwo. Und besser. Da. Ja. So, auf geht's. Ja. Okay. Wie bin ich nicht verstehend? Egal. Ich mache vorher noch die Quest hier und dann geht's ab. Oh, ob ich es morgen mache oder so, aber... Ja, komm mal rein,
Oh, steady there.
Ab in die Lüfte. Oh, es ist echt so gut. Was ist das denn? Steinhall. Tarodorf. Ne? Ja. Logischerweise. Da hinten ist, Dings. Reinklang. Wir sind fett im Utaro-Gebiet. So, aber es ist noch ein bisschen Weg. Ey. Wie kaputt ist denn der? Der ist ja voll am Rauchen und so. Oh, das ist doch geiles Detail, by the way.
There. One of the land god shrines. So said this one sank in a nearby lake.
Ja.
I think the land god is underneath that level.
Oh nö.
We better stay away from that snap maw. Whew. That'll keep me awake. I need to get to that land god so I can install the reboot code.
Oh boy. Hallo? Oh, nee, oder? Hä? Verstecken? Digga, hä? Ach, von der Seite. Okay, dann lasse ich das eben nochmal kurz vorbeischwimmen. Ich bin doch fett im hohen Gras, oder?
This should help me get back on track. That should do it. That's the last land dock.
Das war keiner close.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Aloy.
Had to swim a bit, but I gave the reboot code to So.
Ah, good. We used to celebrate so in the fall, at the beginning of the harvest.
So, jetzt haben wir die Quest auch fertig.
Elderflowers. When I was 12, I got tipsy on it and kissed a boy in the sage garden.
How'd that go?
He was so surprised he nearly fell into the moat. It would be good to see So again, plowing the fields in the afternoon sun. When you
Wo fliege ich denn? Ach so, ach, die ist hier. Ich wollte gerade sagen, muss da die Richtung.
leave me a plain song and we'll send out the reboot signal.
Ja, das mache ich aber eben jetzt schon.
The code to all the land gods. Save one.
Dann...
Only La is left. I'm here with her.
Ach, noch La
Just
auch.
reach the
Noch
main
einer.
village.
Okay, I'll get there as soon as I can.
Ich bin auf dem Weg. Da ein Zelt safe. Nee. Da. Doch, das ist da.
Aloy, you made it.
Servus.
All of the land gods have been updated. Now to send out the reboot signal.
There. Sing. Sing. What does this mean?
A new beginning. Gaia told me this would happen. To all of them. Do, T, So, and the rest. She called it a reboot sequence. But I didn't think it would be so beautiful. Soon the land gods will return to tilling the soil as they once did.
Zoe, the chorus wants a word.
Of course they do.
Do you want me to come?
No need. I'll just tell them that our lands will soon bloom again. Who are they to argue? Find me later, and I'll tell you how it went.
Good luck.
Ja. So. Große Frage ist jetzt natürlich... Ein bisschen habe ich natürlich, vor allem hier relativ viel. Aussichtspunkt. Nee, Trankpunkt ist halt nur Stürmerposition. Ja, ne, also, ja, mein Gott. Es geht. Ah, guck mal. Das wieder war dieses, ja. Und hier ganz links habe ich auch noch welche. Ja, und hier die hier. Okay, jetzt ist Jäger zurück. Okay, jetzt direkt zurück. Will ich die für eben machen? Kehre zurück. Bevor ich dann die Quest abgebe. Oder ich fliege einfach. Mache einfach mal hier.
Better get off.
Die Gewälle aus Posten kaputt machen.
Outpost. They seem to have the power there.
Time your attack well! Taking my shot! Where we Don't stop shooting!
Ne?
Shoot her! Down!
Noch eben kurz Marken suchen. Jetzt kann ich.
I thought. Do go one cities. We've got a leader to know this shit abandoned this place.
The ballista might give me some extra firepower.
Easy. Aber er ist ja richtig low. Ich darf ihn echt nicht sterben lassen, das wäre echt bad. Ich muss jetzt irgendwo landen, wo will. Zählt mit der Wasserhöhle. Der erste ist so low. Wie viel mich das kostet. Ah, keine Ahnung, keine Ahnung. Ja, guck mal, es kostet maximal 1200 oder so. Sehr voll entspannt. Das Geld habe ich. Das Geld habe ich, lol. Alter, wie oft denn noch?
Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks.
Ja, wer denn nochmal? Ah!
Well, Silence. Looks like you finally found a door you could open without.
Oh, Alter Junge.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base.
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you?
Oh, look.
That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design.
Oh, ich liebe es.
And output.
How can you be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together. At least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh, no. You first.
Was ist denn da gerade passiert? Lol.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
Ja, Moment. Erstmal mit Contalo labern hier. Ja. Und zum Fix den Contalo. Ja, das ist Contalo hier. Ah, perfekt.
Haven't seen you since the battle at the grove. How are you holding up?
I saw you fly on the wings of the Ten, and paralyze Regala's army with lightning. I would say that I am inspired.
Thank you, I guess.
It is I who should be thanking you.
Were you able to finish the new arm Gaia was helping you with?
Indeed. I was hoping we could discuss it, if you have a moment.
Ja, da.
You wanted to talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to
Wir
test
machen hier erstmal jetzt alle Lore fertig und dann auf geht's.
Okay. How are we doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but...
Was?
I
Oh, nee.
understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
But I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
Okay, wow. Ja, dann.
You people keep mentioning the wings of the Ten. What exactly does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess. It is why the challengers leap into the arena during the cool route. And now, you have done it. Like the deeds of the Ten themselves, it will never be forgotten. So, tell me, how did it feel?
I I won't lie. Pretty good.
I can only imagine.
Dann.
Did you meet Tilda?
There is something about her that doesn't seem natural. I wouldn't be surprised if my sword went through her and she didn't bleed at all.
Honestly, with her, nothing would surprise me.
Weiter geht's.
Things will get ugly once the Zeniths realize we're in their base. You'll need every trick you've ever learned.
I would have it no other way. Many soldiers died in the old world to make sure we stood here today. We will endure on their behalf. Though, I am curious how you intend to defeat the Zenith's defenses without an army of our own.
Leave that to me. Just make sure you're ready to fight.
As you say. You have more than earned my trust.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris. And a pointless death.
That about sums it up.
Jo.
Look, I know you're probably not happy about keeping Regala around, but I want her on our side when we fight the Zeniths.
It is more than she deserves.
Wahrscheinlich stirbt die einfach wirklich im letzten Kampf und dann ist es eh fertig.
Judgment.
Thank you, Katana. Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tenakth. I am always ready.
Ah. Sheesh.
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar.
Peculiar.
Nothing like a Tenakth. Her mind is sharp. That much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me, she's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle. What matters most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best.
Ich hoffe, den töten die nicht auch noch welche. Das wäre richtig ehrenlos.
Understood.
Like I said,
May the 10.
Warte mal. Ach, fuck, das hab ich vergessen, ne? Shit, egal. Ja, da oben, ne? Pff. Yikes. Wieso? Warum? Ich habe nichts getan.
Aloy, it appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tenakth something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
sorry to disappoint.
Oh, I also wanted to give you this.
Den Sunwing habe ich
We're
draußen.
helping with the land gods. Plainsong is in your debt.
Thank you, Zo.
You deserve much more for all you've done. May the land always bloom in your steps.
And yours? How to go with the chorus after we fix the land gods?
They were shocked when I told them that our lands would soon be on the mend. I thought Fane's eyes would pop out of his head. But of course they had no choice but to take it as good news, even if it meant all their preaching about meekly accepting our doom was exposed as rot. To be honest, I found the conversation to be highly enjoyable.
I'm glad. You deserve it. They're lucky that you never gave up on saving them. Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells
Acquaintance.
like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal. bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different. Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Boah, Junge.
I think you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from her ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish.
Ich bin auch gespannt, wie die das mit der machen. Weil was passiert, wenn die gewinnen? Dann ist die halt noch da, das macht auch keinen Sinn. Also irgendwas müssen die mit der machen, storytechnisch. Bin ich auch gespannt drauf.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about. Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they used to cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths. Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the nerves.
Have you talked to any of our new friends?
Aaron and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Ach ja, Silence.
Charming, isn't he? How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair. Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. I think we have enough of that going on.
Dieses Worldbuilding ist so gut. Ach ja, so.
I have to go.
We'll make sure Aaron doesn't punch Silence in the face.
Utaro-Wärter? Was ist denn ein Utaro-Wärter? Vor allem, wo ist das? Hier ist das nicht. Da. Ja. Meine ist halt besser. Also.
Hey, look. You came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Regala ist auch hier? Krass.
Silence is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping he'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. You, talk to Tilda at all?
I tried. I don't think even a hot forge could melt that ice. You say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope.
Ich habe echt das Gefühl, dass die ins richtig Hintergegner haben.
So, Katala tells me you flew. That's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. Zeniths.
Looking forward to it.
You look tired?
Ha! You never want to hold back, are you? I've just been making sure that I got everything down for this mission of yours. We want to be the usual screw-up out there.
You'll do fine, Aaron. So we'll be okay.
I don't think anyone's ever okay after losing the one they love. I can't tell you she's handling it better than I ever did. That keeps the rest of us level-headed.
Have you spoken with Alva yet?
Yeah, when she's not reading the archives like a giddy kid drinking her first ale. She did that new focus quick, that's for sure. I gotta say, I'm a little jealous. But I can see why you two hit it off.
Anybody take you up on that ale you brought yet?
Zoe can't stand the smell of it. I tried Alva, but I don't think she knows what taking a break means.
What about Catallo?
Ah, now there's a man that can hold his liquor. Pretty sure we downed half a keg. We had a good chat. Oh, you know where to find me.
Ja. Viel mehr ist nicht, ne? Scheiße, komm.
When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always. One of Morland's embers. The spark of a new dream for an ancient city.
Mann.
With Regal out of the way, Mikaro and Tanakh, they're safe. The future's up to them now. I do wish they'd drop all the honorary names they've given me. But if I've learned anything about them, it is not a battle I am going to win. Focus. It's Varl's. I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed. He refused to let me push him away.
Mal aufhören. Wenn ich es in meinem Inventar bei Kuzo.
I failed for a Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more. I'd give anything to have him back.
Ja. Servus, Alba.
You flew? Kotalo told me. And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Okay, wow. Ach Gott, ja, die Leute jetzt.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy. And many Imperial sponsors
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass die steht, deswegen macht die es immer durch.
Thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire. Like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to Diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister.
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners, peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that. The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning with the CEO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact. As such, he sponsored many diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Farrow, whom we considered the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Farrow, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the diviners discovered that Farrow spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city, perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CEO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire. The living embodiment of Ted Farrow, a renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, we carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
You said the expedition across the sea is more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse, but nothing improved the CEO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. More and more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CEO became was a complete perversion of what principled diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
So, Gohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted. You always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right.
So, meine Fresse.
What was Leviathan again?
A flood control system back in the Great Delta. It was built by Eileen Sasaki, another of our ancestors.
Stimmt, das kriegst du jetzt gar nicht, wenn nicht, dass sie steht.
We might be able to fix the system back home. Then my sister, my parents, other families won't have to live in fear of their homes washing away when the long rains come.
Right. And to find it, we need to head back to San Francisco. I suppose you saw that Tilda is here. Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover? With this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the Overseers would actually let us study.
A lot of data, and find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there's much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Any more data catch you up?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel. It's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff. Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night. So, all of the tribes here are new to you?
Yes. I've been studying up on them. The most fascinating one thus far has been the Tanacht. An entire culture based on the holograms of an ancient museum. There's much they've misinterpreted. Not unlike the Quen. But still, there's a nobility to what they've become. They're honorable, fearless.
And deadly.
Ja, das auch. Junge.
You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening pretty fast.
Already braved oceans and madmen who've other ancestors reborn. Why not a few immortals with lethal drones at their command, too?
Guess the more the merrier. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regala here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
Mal gucken.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
Silence. He's the man who built the weapon that can take down Zenith shields?
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals. You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our spirit?
Yeah. He was born with it.
Die ist so toxisch, ich liebe es.
know him well, but I can see how much he meant to the others. Zoe and Aaron seem to have taken to it the hardest, but I don't quite know what to say to them.
They need time to sort through it.
And what about you? Will time heal your wounds?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all.
Okay, das
You are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
I hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other too. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Stifling? Ooh.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl now.
Du Scheiße, es ist alles vor Gemini Quest.
So seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song, and she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime about Utari music.
Maybe.
We won't let the Zeniths get away with what they've done.
Everyone's ready to take the fight to the enemy.
And you?
Nervous? But I'm ready too.
Jawohl.
Don't worry. We'll get through this together.
Das war jetzt 10 Minuten, Alter, Junge.
I need to wrap up a few things.
I'll be ready.
And I'll let you know when I make it.
Thank you.
Muss es genau hier hin?
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my
Ich wollte eigentlich meine Sachen verbessern, aber okay, mach ich auch.
When were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I want to be...
Alter, Silence, ne? Ich liebe den Typen. Erstmal die
Tell
Waffe.
me about the weapon. How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge mine alone.
The intricacies of how.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it, and you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakths to fight for you, or rather the sons of Prometheus, armed Regala's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove any interference from the equation at the Hades Proving Lab.
Alter. Real Talk. Was für ein Hunsinn. Also, Junge.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plan, all while remaining anonymous.
Why help Regala take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hikaru.
Before Regala's rebellion, Hikaru was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with Hikaru. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier.
Yes, exceedingly so. All Regala craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tanakh. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shells.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
Alright, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here, okay? I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. About your Zenith ally. I wonder if you understand what kind of person you're dealing with. For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamities, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the moment they diverge.
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Ich hab da aber auch ein Feeling, ey.
You mean you finally had one? Huh.
Boah, Alter, Junge.
Guess even you can change
Die ist echt
something.
toxisch. Ja, das wollte ich aber gar nicht. Eigentlich wollte ich hier das Fabrikationsterminal benutzen. Ach, guck mal. Schade. Dann. Auf geht's, ne?
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us. But is there anything I should handle before that?
Okay, dann ist hier der Cut.
There. Let's see what we got.
Ach, die und wir finden nur die. Das ist, glaube ich, jetzt echt zum Start der letzten Main Quest. Da schaffe ich es halt nicht mehr. Deswegen. Ja. Wie ist denn der raus?
Before I forget, I watered those plants from. I just know they meant a lot.
Character Development. Hier? Hier ist nur der links, ne? Stimmt. Cutscene? Ach, egal.
Up there, your squad. They can hold their own. As for the space, may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter. Call it what it is. A cage. You came here on your own. For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
Natürlich. Ah, lol.
The whole time I've been in the West, I've been fighting more with the rebels. I'd at least like to know why. You were among the enemy. What more is there to know? Why did you do it? Dark, Jorka, Makala, and the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them. But the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late. I found them by the sound of their screams. So you wanted vengeance? Vengeance. I wanted devastation. To tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my chief betrayed me. Betrayed the time. How did Hikaru betray you? Hikaru called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hikaru ordered us to fall back. One soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand. The kind who wants peace for their people. Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics in mind, so I stood by him even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks. Fashav. I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal. Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tanakh. It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks.
Servus, mache ich gerade.
And then a Karja messenger was brought before us. That's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hikaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the sun.
Jo, der so viel
What
Lore.
happened when the Karja messenger appeared with the Hikaru?
The quivering priest bore a message from their new king. No more. No more words. Suddenly the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress retorted. A true Danok will never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled. But Haro laughed at the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor when he accepted. That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness. I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid. With him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
The deal you made. Override tech in exchange for an assault on the Zenith base. How did Silence approach you?
That name means nothing to me. My agreement was with Oseram mercenaries.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted a group of Outlanders?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed them. But they offered me the chance to run the Karja down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Hikaru and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories. But because of you, my people continue to consort with the enemy. The tribe of weaklings.
Because of me, hundreds of Tenakth won't throw away their lives in a battle they can't win.
So.
Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to.
Really?
I failed to kill Hikaru, failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those who lie dead and unending rage. So show me where to bury it.
Okay.
All right. I guess we'll both face the end soon enough.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to blame, it might as well be with the one who flew the wings of the Ten.
I'll let you know when it's time to move out.
Okay. Wollte ich eigentlich gar nicht hin, aber nehme ich natürlich auch. Werkbank, ja.
So,
Yes, ich bin zurück. Ich muss kurz was in der Werkbank machen oder gucken, ob ich auch noch was in der Werkbank machen kann. Aber hier. Lass mal gucken hier. Okay, WTF. Was fehlt mir hier denn? Rollrücken. Hm. Okay. Blitzjägerbogen. eigentlich schade. Das ist erstmal wichtiger, actually. Eine vernünftige... Oh mein Gott. Das ist mir eine Maze Iceberg mir. Okay.
Something else?
Nee. Frage ist natürlich, was mache ich jetzt? Soll ich eben noch die alle abfarmen hier? Das ist hier oben. Ja. Das wird aber auch schon fertig sein. Kannst du mir jetzt sehen, dass das noch weitergeht? Nicer Bug, by the way, gerade. Digga, ist doch schon wieder, ey. Viel zu viel.
My fingers feel stiff in this cold.
So. Alter.
Should fly lower.
Holy shit, was ist denn da passiert? Alter. What the fuck? Das ist krass. Der Fuck ist jetzt echt so broken dadurch.
The Outlander's back. I can still see well enough, girl.
Could shoot it with fire.
Is my long vigil over? You have word from my grandmother's gardener?
Yes, and I laid the scarlet stems at his grave. His favorite flower, according to his daughter. Always loved to watch them bloom.
He's gone. But he did think of me over the years. That'll have to be enough.
Really? That's it? Are you sure you got the right herbalist?
Seemed like you thought it was a fool's errand.
Well, it's just that it meant something to you. It could have been a whole other life.
Could have been. But this life hasn't turned out so bad. Even have a granddaughter who cares enough to come looking for me out in the wilds. And I've still got scarlet stems to remind me of Nilo.
Sounds like your grandmother's got it all figured out.
Maybe she does. Just tell me the next time you want to come out here, okay? Instead of disappearing?
Maybe I will. Here, Outlander. Take this. For helping an old woman to remember she was once young.
Gar kein Ding, Digga. Ja, wow, okay. Perfekt. Oder geht's hier... Also... Ist jetzt einfach immer so broken und wird einfach irgendwann...
I've attained the skies. I can grab this from my stash later.
Egal. So, was ist jetzt noch?
Aloy, the word stopped coming from the spike. What happened? This is what was speaking to your rig. It's old world equipment used for communicating over long distances. The message must have shut off when I took it, but I heard the note the voice was talking about. What was it? During an ancient war, a woman was trying to deliver supplies to a man she knew. She wanted him to know that their past disagreements didn't matter in the big picture. That she'd be thinking of him in the end game. Oh. I guess she and I are kin, of a sort. I wish I could give my brother a message like that. Tell him that I forgave him. He would have wanted that. I know. This man, the old one. Did he ever hear the message? I guess that's often the way of it then. But still, with the power of that device you found, the sender had hope that he might have heard it. What a feat. To send messages near and far. Can I keep this? It's a treasure. Of course. Thank you.
Die wüsste, was ich kann mit meinem Fokus, ne?
Sometimes people don't ever get to hear what they should. But with this thing, maybe I can get them talking to one another. From Mainspring all the way to who knows where. Hey, I found a few more things in the supply cache. Might be able to make something out of them. Can I use your workbench? Sure. Yeah, right over there. Anytime, Aloy. It's all yours.
Perfekt.
I think I know just what to do with these parts.
Jetzt bin ich aber mal gespannt. Die Werkbank hält immer so lange. Mann, da ist es doch.
Well, that turned out well. Can't wait to try it.
Hab ich echt keinen Bock drauf. Geierfedern. Jo. So. Werden ja weniger, guck mal. Kenncuts. Ich könnte mal echt Fertigkeitspunkte jetzt durchmachen. Okay, dann gucke ich mal mit Fertigkeiten, was ich jetzt durchmachen kann. Mit 31 kann ich bestimmt einiges machen. Was ist denn hier Eindringling? Ja, okay. Was fehlt hier noch? Häcksler, ja, keine Ahnung.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115,
Jo, das war viel zu teuer. Ich mache mir was anderes. Fallenstellerin. Jo. Dave nur für 5, ja nee. Und 40% Scherbenkosten. Kann man das nicht nochmal steigern? Schade. Was ist das hier? Okay, so langsam sieht ja echt relativ voll aus hier.
Could be useful if I time it right.
Ja, nee. Ja.
Who put up extra bed sheets to block the camcorders? You play as I hedge back.
Okay, ja, dann würde ich sagen, war es das für diese Episode. Ja. Mit dem Mondkreis da oben immer noch. Was ist da oben? Ach, das Lager, ne? Eigentlich echt krass, ey. Naja. So, ich bin jetzt weg. Wir sehen uns vielleicht morgen oder so, wenn ich das Spiel dann durchspiele. Jetzt Wenn ich die Main Quest mal fertig mache. Ja, also wirklich dann mal die Main Quest fertig mache, wenn ich jetzt Level 45 bin. Mit der 80.000 XP geht das. Mal gucken. So, ciao. Also, gleich ciao.